I was earlier it came to me that, they took you said they took your innocence from you. And, you decided not to let anyone else take any part of your being from you again. And it came to me when people talk about mastery of self, you truly embody mastery of self. My friend is not quite, she doesn't want anybody to be hurt, but she does hurt these men when they want her, and she's not wanting them, and they always want to own her, and like she'll break away from them too, and they're always like so devastated, but because of her wound, she keeps attracting people who want something from her, who want, I mean, everybody gets something from somebody. That's the thing. There's an exchange, right? But they always want her in a way that reminds her of the way her innocence was taken from her, right? Because
Yes.
she even had a guy who was loving on her body the way her perpetrator did, and she lost it. She lost it. She made him leave out the house and everything. So I know the grip. And this is why I knew that you would be able to go a little bit deeper. I don't think some of my other friends have allowed themselves to master their pain in the way that you have. Um, but something I want to ask you. So why now? Why now is it that because I've followed your career for a long time, and this is the first time that I keep seeing you go to different levels, right? Of either how you're performing or how you're presenting yourself, how you're speaking to people, the information you're sharing. But now I see you going deeper into the bowels of your pain and what happened to you and why you are who you are now today. So why now? Why is it that you're feeling the um vulnerable, feeling vulnerable enough to share with the world this pain?
It's twofold. I want to try to achieve some healing from it, some, I won't even say healing, some resolution that I can sit with. And one of my greatest inspirations died, and she was not taken care of or treated right. And that was the legendary Tina Turner. She just died May the 24th of 2023. And that did something to me. What I love about her was it was her time. She was 83 years old. She was happy. She said it. She was healthy. She was in the problems that she was having were no longer problems. She died surrounded by family and friends in peace. So that's the thing. It wasn't a tragic death. But when she left, I saw What's Love Got to Do with It, the movie. And it changed my life as a kid. And I feel like watching her, one of the greatest gifts she gave to the world was her pain. Because I believe it's every artist, whether you're a journalist, whether you're a singer, an actor, an author like yourself, every artist wants to be not understood, completely understood. And there's a difference in that. See, when you're understood, that's one thing. But when you arm an agent you're following with all the knowledge of who you are completely understood. You no longer have to discuss it. They'll chime in and say, well, you don't understand her behavior. Well, this, that. In this coming out now, I'm giving it in a way so that I won't have to discuss it ever again. I won't ever have to discuss it. I want to lay it to rest. But in order to lay it to rest, I had to tell it. I had to bring it to the surface. I had to let the ugliness be seen because, like you said, my therapist always says to me, being gay and being a cross-dresser and all of these different things, I was forced, and being homeless at 19, and for these choices, I was forced to get to know myself. So when you said mastery of self, the scientific word of that is self-actualization. To know yourself as you actually are, not as you want to be, not as you hope to be, not as you portray to be, but as you actually are. And you can embrace, and you can sit with that, and you can share that. To know yourself as you actually are is the most free that you will ever be as a person, as a human being, as a being, because we're taught in science on that hierarchy. It's called Maslow's hierarchy of needs. There's family, there's money, there's career. At the tippy top of that pyramid is self-actualization. And most people die before they ever achieve self-actualization. But you see, my life was flipped inside out. Being gay and all of these things, I was forced, because I had no support, not from family, not from anyone. I was forced to get to know myself because so many people were trying to take from me. So I had to say to myself, okay, bitch, you got to look in this mirror and see what the hell they want and why. Why are they so interested? Why won't they leave you alone? What do they see that you don't see? Because, people see greatness in us far before we do. And that was my story. People saw it in me as a child, hated on me, terrorized me because they saw the light, a light that I did not see. So I had to sit down with myself and say, bitch, what is it that these people want? And in doing that, I said, oh, this is what they want. Well, let me master it. Let me put a price tag on it and let me sell it back to them. You want it? You can have it, but pay my price. It was a way, because with the mental illness, I was medically withdrawn from college. I can't, it's so crazy because they tell you, you work the hardest for yourself more than you'll ever work for anyone else when you go into business for yourself. And they're right. But it wasn't as hard. It was hard. Like, get it. I want people to understand what I'm trying to say here. That shit was hard. I gave 23 years to this. It was hard to get to this point. There was so much revelation and cutting of thread to get to the inseam of the thing. Take the dress apart at the seams. Look at every panel. Look at the collar. Look at the hems. Take the hem out. When I did that to myself, I created an icon. Because now this dress can be worn by anyone. I'm the dress. I can be worn by anyone. And I see it reflected in my work. Black, white, Hispanic, Chinese. I am being called to parts of the world that you would think Black people would never see. But because I've masterfully taken apart myself and shaped me in a way, one size fits all.